severe staffing shortages from Fox News. Severe staffing shortages at the San Francisco Police Department, paired with the local prosecutor's criminal-first agenda, is creating a dangerous situation on city streets headed into the summer months, according to Union President Tony Montoya, after one of his officers left patrolling alone in Chinatown, was violently tackled to the ground by a homeless man until bystanders intervened. Now we have the security camera footage. It was released by the union. And you can see there's a homeless man. He was causing, I don't know what he was doing. I think he was harassing people, random people. The cops are called. One cop shows up to the scene. It's a female police officer. She tries to arrest him. He tackles her to the ground. And she's now powerless at this point. Because this is a big guy. He's a large man. And who knows if he's on drugs or whatever. And he's on top of her. And it takes a whole bunch of bystanders intervening to pry him off and maybe save her life. Let's take a look at the video here. We have the security camera footage.
I don't have no weapons. No weapons. I don't have no weapons.
Yeah, he's obviously on something. He's drunk. Now he's fighting her. And she is completely outmatched. She's a woman, small of stature. This guy's on top of her. One bystander intervenes. That's not enough. Another guy comes up. Another guy runs up. And they need 4 guys. And eventually other police officers show up. All right. So, I mean, that's we're talking about courage. So there's some real courage, I think, to be a bystander. And so often in these situations, we've seen this a million times. Usually something like that, the footage we would see, that was security camera footage. But usually we're not getting security camera footage. We're getting cell phone footage because the bystanders, rather than intervening and doing the right thing, they just sit around filming it so that they can be the first one to get it on social media and get all those sweet social media likes and hits. But in this case, bystanders did the right thing, got involved, which they should be lauded for that. But there's so much going on here to be analyzed. First of all, when you defund police departments and you have fewer police, this is the kind of thing that happens. Now, if those bystanders had not run in to help her, what would have happened? She could have been killed, or she would have been fully justified. And that doesn't mean that she wouldn't end up getting prosecuted for it, by the way, but she would have been fully justified, especially if she didn't have any help. She would have been fully justified in pulling out her gun and just shooting the guy. Because now she's in a fight for her life. She's in mortal danger. She's got this large, intoxicated, crazy guy on top of her, and she's in fear for her life. So she would have been fully justified in pulling out her gun and shooting him. It didn't go that way, largely because other people intervened. If they weren't there, then that could have gone a fatal direction. Because she's just one police officer there dealing with this. And that's the thing. When you have fewer police officers, there's actually, no, you don't end up with less violence. You end up with more violence in the community because there are fewer people there to enforce the law. But even the interactions with the public and police become more dangerous for everyone involved. Because they don't have backup, they don't have help, they're going to have to more quickly resort to lethal means to defend themselves in situations like this. And then also, we have to mention, we've got the issue of the fact this is a female police officer by herself patrolling, responding to a call like this. And credit to her, I mean, that takes courage as well, but what's the plan here? This woman, there are very few suspects, especially men, that this woman would be able to contain and take down on her own. Even if you're a man, even if you're a large, strong man, it still is very difficult to take someone down and contain them when they really don't want to be contained. and especially if they're on drugs. But for a woman, there's almost no chance. The police officers are not ninjas. This is not Kill Bill. They might be trained, but there's almost no chance that that female police officer could have been able to take that guy down. So what's the plan exactly? You send female cops out by themselves. They could be easily overpowered by almost any suspect. It's just disaster waiting to happen. And that could have been a disaster if not for the courage of the bystanders. Well, I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Matt Walsh Show. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right down there so you can stay up to date on all of our future content.